students. Today I am going to tell you hypothalamic control of anterior pituitary. The hypothalamus is a part of the brain. It lies on the ventral side of the midbrain or the diencephalon. It consists of a large number of nuclei. These nuclei, especially the periventricular, paraventricular, supraoptic and arcuate, they synthesize and release the releasing and release inhibiting hormones. These hormones in turn act on the anterior pituitary to stimulate or to inhibit the secretion of the pituitary hormones. The posterior pituitary, also called as neurohypophysis, is not a part of the endocrine gland because it is directly innervated by the hypothalamic nuclei, and it is these nuclei which synthesize and release the oxytocin and vasopressin through the hypothalamo-neurohypophyseal tract into the blood circulation. The anterior pituitary produces 6 major hormones, namely thyroid stimulating hormone TSH, adrenocorticotropic hormone ACTH, gonadotropic hormone FSH and LH, growth hormone GH and the prolactin. To stimulate the synthesis and release of these hormones from the adenohypophysis, the hypothalamic nuclei, which I have told you earlier, that is the supraoptic, paraventricular, periventricular and arcuate, they synthesize the releasing and release inhibiting hormones. And it is these releasing and release inhibiting hormone which control the synthesis and release of the adenohypophyseal hormones. Now look at this figure. It is the hypothalamus, and here are the hypothalamic nuclei, that is supraoptic nucleus, paraventricular nucleus, arcuate nucleus. The periventricular nucleus is not shown in this diagram. And now to better understand the function of these nuclei, have a look on the blood supply of the pituitary. The superior hypophyseal artery, on entering near the median eminence, it breaks down into smaller capillaries at the base of the median eminence. These capillaries then reunite to form the hypophyseal portal vein. The hypophyseal portal vein descends down the infundibular stalk to reach the adenohypophysis. On reaching the adenohypophysis or the anterior pituitary, it again breaks down into smaller capillaries. Now these capillaries then reunite to form the hypophyseal vein. Now the releasing hormones, for example, if I take the example of CRH, that is the corticotropic releasing hormone, the CRH is produced in the paraventricular nucleus of the hypothalamus. From there, it travels down the capillary plexus through its axons, and on reaching the capillary plexus, it discharges the CR into this capillary plexus through the nerve terminals. Now the CRH is taken up by the hypophyseal portal vein, and from the hypophyseal portal vein, the CRH reaches the capillary plexus of the adenohypophysis. On reaching there, it is taken up by the corticotroph cells of the anterior pituitary. Now the corticotroph cells of the anterior pituitary, they produce ACTH, that is the adrenocorticotropic hormone. Now the adrenocorticotropic hormone is again taken back by the capillary plexus of the adenohypophysis, and through the hypophyseal vein, it is discharged into the blood circulation. Through the blood circulation, it reaches the adrenal cortex. The adrenal cortex in response produces its own hormone, that is the cortisol. The cortisol, high level of cortisol, inhibits the secretion of CRH from the paraventricular nucleus, or the high level of blood cortisol may also inhibit the release of ACTH from the anterior pituitary. CRH is not the only mechanism which stimulates the release of ACTH from the anterior pituitary. Stress conditions may also stimulate both the CRH release and the ACTH release. Similarly, The release of other hormones are also like the TSH and the gonadotropic hormones. They are also controlled by the hypothalamus through their releasing hormones with some minor